Hello guys, today I want to share my story. How did I overcome my binge eating? So I wanted to do some modeling and I wanted to sign a contract with a model agency. I was doing modeling before, but it were usually only some part-time jobs and I wanted to do more of that. So I was always not skinny enough for a model, and of course all agencies were telling me that I had to lose some weight from my hips to keep it in a certain shape. I downloaded an app for counting calories and it was just a disaster. I was always in this app, so the only thing I did was just counting calories all day long. I was counting how many calories I would eat for today, for tomorrow. I was planning all my meals and it seemed like all other world just stopped existing for me. So I cut my calories from probably approximately 2,500 to around 1,000 calories. That's what I was planning to go for. For example, I would wake up and I would open the app and go see what other people were eating for their breakfast, lunch and dinners, and then I would plan my own meal. I would be searching for the products, for the food, and I would add it in this app, counting calories and planning how it would be better to organize my meal for the day. Also, I think that it could be a good app for those who want to know what they want to eat per day and who has, for example, no clue how many calories they eat per day. I started to cut calories, and as long as it was a huge difference for me, I think that I got a depression. I didn't go to any doctor or any specialist to get this diagnosis. It's just what I think myself. So why I think so? I think that I cut a lot of calories and with it I cut a lot of nutrition off, and I think that it was extremely little amount of food for myself, and my body wasn't ready to live like this. Then 2 months later my grandma got really sick very badly, and all situation was really damaging for me and all my family. It was always not certain anything about her and her diagnosis. Every time we would go to hospital, it would be like a surprise for us because we would never know if she would recognize us, if she would be better or she would be like a vegetable. So it was extremely stressing for all of us, and that's the point where I started to binge. Also, I had to do phone calls, and I hate phone calls. And these phone calls, they were very important. They were about my grandma, where to put her on a treatment. So we were choosing the place, and I was calling there. Every time I was calling, my heart would just beat so fast, and I would take a huge box of chocolates, like 300 grams, and just before calling or after, and just smash it all. I don't know if I can use the word smash here, but it means just eat it all very, very fast, especially if I had some tea back then. So I'll tell you how it actually was when I was binging, what I did exactly, and how did it feel. I would say it's the last day of binging, so tomorrow I'll eat properly, and I was planning to do just a normal breakfast, normal lunch, and normal dinner. So I would have a normal breakfast, like some eggs, bread and butter, toast, or something like this. So I didn't cut any calories, didn't do anything like this, just had normal breakfast. After having this breakfast, I had something like a desire for having a little bit more of food, and I would go for some chocolate. So I'd say I think I'd have one sweet after breakfast, or I'll just have a little slice of cheese after the breakfast. And that, when I could not control myself, it felt like there was someone else inside me doing that, and my body would just follow this, and I couldn't stop doing that. And after having this slice of cheese, I would go for a box of chocolate, again for like 300 grams, for example. Then I would go for few cereal bowls. Then I would go and make myself a big sandwich. Then I would go and eat toasts with butter. I could eat around 8 of these toasts with butter. It was horrible, and it all felt like it was not me who was doing that it was someone else, and I just could not stop. And this tiny part of me which really wanted to stop, it was saying kind of to me, please stop, I can't eat anymore, please stop. But I still could not stop. That how horrible it was, and what kind of a disaster it was for me. Then it continued like that for around 1.5 months, or around 2 months. And every time I would eat that much, nearly every day that much, that my dream was at the end of the binge that someone would call an ambulance, and they would put me on the surgery table and just cut out all the food I ate. Painful was awful, and it was hurting me so bad that I thought I would just die from this pain. So how did I actually overcome my binge eating? Firstly, I started to feel sincerely sorry for my body. Not guilty, but really sorry, because these binging episodes were extremely damaging for my body. Instead, I just started to be grateful for all the work it does for me. Secondly, I reminded for myself what were the things I really wanted in my life. And it was always happiness, health, and I always wanted myself to succeed. And overeating would not help me to become happier or healthier. That would mean that I would ruin my life with my own hands, because there was no one else binging. Though it could feel that it was doing someone else, it was still me who was binge eating, and I was powerful enough to stop it. So it was in my responsibility, and it was only me who was doing that. And I was sure that I could stop. While I was binging, I noticed a tiny part of me asking me to stop doing that. Like, please stop, I'm already full, I can't handle this food anymore. So I tried to listen to that part of myself and hear what I could feel, what emotions would come from this part of me, from this tiny voice, and probably kind of listen to what it would tell me. The next step, I knew that binge eating was replacing or avoiding your emotions. In my case, I was avoiding a lot of things. I was trying to avoid the thing that I hated, these phone calls. I was trying to avoid most of my emotions. I felt anxious, annoyed, extremely angry that I had to do these phone calls. And also there were a lot of course, other emotions connected to my situation. I'll keep these phone calls as an example. So I just accepted the fact that I hated doing these phone calls. And acceptance is a big step forward in this case. At first, it was difficult to identify my feelings, and it didn't work at all, but I still tried every day. So I just sat down and I just let it all out. So I was just sitting and feeling, and whatever came out, I was realizing what it was and accepted that no matter what it was. And sometimes it could be really difficult because mentally you may not like what you feel. You would think that you would judge yourself for that emotions. You would judge yourself that you're angry. You could judge yourself that you're feeling something what you're not supposed to feel. But the very important step I did was accepting what it really was for that moment. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, there are still a lot of techniques you can use to express your emotions in a socially acceptable way. And you can always attend psychotherapy where you can just be yourself, and there will be like 1 hour or more for yourself, and you would most likely get a lot of support from your psychotherapist. In a conclusion, I want to summarize the most important outcomes from my story. Firstly, stop blaming yourself for binge eating episodes. Accept yourself at the stage you are at this moment. You're binging and it's okay, and it will pass. Secondly, understand what feelings are being avoided. What are you binging? And allow yourself to express your emotions in a socially acceptable way. Build a respect and love towards your body. When you love yourself, you treat yourself appropriately, and just be grateful for your body. Remember how many amazing things it does for you every day. What an amazing job it does. Okay guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope you liked it, and please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. See you later and have an amazing day.